Going to be continuing the live test. And a warm welcome to one and all. And for those of you not seen me before, my name is Langers. I am the coffee obsessed scruffy trader. And today is exactly why he needs his coffee. Because it's very early morning. It's just turning 7:15. Switch the camera on because I'm about to sort of do the continuing test on this DAX strategy. And if you haven't been watching this series of videos, it's really just one trade taken on a morning before work. And the idea is to build up a little nest egg. And that way you can do a little bit of trading around your day job. And hopefully that nest egg can be built into either, well, you might want a car or a holiday, or even supplement your work, or even replace your work. That's the idea. That's the idea of trading. Now for me, I do all of it. I have a pot that pays for my car, pays for my holidays. And why is that? Because I trade for a living. And I have done for a very long time. But in the early days, trading supplemented an income. It was something that fascinated me. And it was also part of the business that I owned. So for me, it was a natural transition. And here we are. So what I'll do is I'll fire up the screen. I'll show you where we are. I'll keep these quick and punchy, these videos, because I've been doing them pretty much every day. Kind of trade this Tuesday through Friday. It's really Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are the days to trade it. Monday and Friday for me trading are always difficult. I don't like trading on a Monday and a Friday. Why? Because I find them unpredictable. I find them quite erratic. Not so much Friday. Friday I just find slow. Monday I find a nightmare. So I normally steer away from it on a Monday. Anyway, cut long story short. It's too early. I haven't had enough coffee. Let's have a look. See what we kind of looking at. Now this morning we will be going short. I don't enter them into the markets till after 7. And that's to do with the costs. Before 7, the spread is quite wide, and it costs too much, and you could get tagged into the trade too early. So you kind of wait till you're 7 o'clock, and it's now currently 10:02. You might be able to see that on here. There it is there, and I wait for all. This looks like it's moving up, which you can see. I am going short with it. Okay. So let's have a look. See what the scores on the doors are. There it is there. Okay. We did okay yesterday. I have a little running total here, which gives me a little marker of where we want to get into. Oops. Done something wrong there. 6, 8, 2, 3, 6. There we are. Basically, I'm looking at this here. I'm trying to build up the targets. If I put that down to say 1,000, let's see. We'll try and get it up to, no, we'll stick with 2 grand. That's what I put in originally. And we'll just alter these. I want it realistic. Let's have a look. Well, near enough right at 1%. Anyway, what is this we are looking at? Well, this is the current state of play. These are the trades. And these are just targets that you put into place. Now, 12 months to get 2,000. 166 a month, 38 a week, 769 a day, and then you can alter that ideally for this to move up to, oh, there, near enough. So 1.2 gets us over. So if we leave that at 1.2 for the rest of the month, that gets us more than the 769. And the idea is just gradually get you there. They're just eye shots, really, guys, to get you to think about what you're doing. Because too many times people just swing for the fence. Bloody hell, I've done that again. That's it. There we go. Sorry, it's too early. I'm knackered. But the idea is, if say you get a tenner, it tells you that you've surpassed your target, sort of thing. Okay, it's dead simple. I use these things all the time, and the reason being is it just keeps me focused. And the idea of this bit here, it's really following this compounding plan here, so I can see exactly where it is. If I stick a starting balance in there, it kind of helps me build it up. And say I'm comfortable at £2 a pip, I can drop it into a wage maker and say, well, there's £2 or close to it. If I want, say, 20,000 a year, well, there we are. It's an average win of 10 pips. I just highlight that for you. You need to make 4 trades a day at 209, and if you did that as your job 48 weeks of the year, your yearly wage would be about 20 grand. All right. So again, this puts things into perspective, and it means that you don't really have to be swinging for the fences all the time. You know, you can actually still make your money off a small bid size. You know, obviously the higher the bid, the easier it becomes. Why is that? Well, if I'm looking for 20,000 a year, but I can do, say, close to a £5 a point, it's 1.7 trades at 10 pips. So what if you hit 20, like sort of, well, I've got a strategy that grosses me 20 pips virtually every time. Well, there you go. You could do 1 trade at 407 rather than 2 at 209 and hit your target. And that's kind of why I say trade once or twice a day. Just keep it minimal. All right, so it's nice and simple. Anyway, that's what that is. We are ready to rock and roll. We are on the 6th. We are at 675.60. Our risks are still pretty high. They have to be because of the nature. One of the DAX, it's quite volatile. You need a bit of room to breathe. And secondly, it's the costs involved. You've got no other choice. Until you get that pot up, then it'll start reducing. Okay, because you can't like go in at 10p on this. The minimum is 50, so by nature you're gonna have to put risk on. Okay, but as the pot grows, your risk will come down. It's the downside of small pots. You have no other choice. Okay, which is why you've got to be very selective with your trades as well. Okay, so it's all set. We're ready to rock and roll. We know we're aiming for about £8 as a minimum target. That'll get us 1.2, which is, well, it's a decent return. Tell me a bank that will do that for you. There ain't one. And we are going to be going short this morning. We'll be getting in under this line, hopefully. And that's it. So I'll just leave the camera running. I won't switch it off, and I'll come back to you at the end when it's done, and it'll either be good or bad. that was that, guys. Stop now. So what has that done to the figures? Well, let's have a look. 1841 is what we're putting onto the pot today. I split it. Why? Because it came down to a safe target that I wanted, because I moved the order up. I was able to do that by following the price up slightly. Got the chunk of it out. I'm in front of it. I could have either have just killed the whole lot, but let's see if we get a little bit of a runner out of it. But it's come up and it stopped me out. So one of them things. But let's have a look at this sheet, shall we? Okay. So all right. I actually went in at 74. Too tired in the morning. Obviously, haven't had enough coffee. Winky's not doing her job supplying it. Shouldn't really say that. She knocked me out. So we scaled 64, which gave us 1709. And from the same trade, we scaled 10p, which was stopped out at 132. Okay, so that gave us 1841 and another clean day, but it added 2% to the balance, which is phenomenal for a basic trade. We went over target by £10.30p. Result. So what happens is all these £10 that are over, they're kind of building up a pot for the day that something goes drastically wrong, and it pays it off. You've heard me say it before, or you will have done if you follow me. Start with 0, end with 1. Don't matter what happens in the middle. So our starting pot was 500. We are looking to get this in 12 months up to 12 grand. 12 grand, that would be nice, wouldn't it? 2 grand rather. And as long as at the end of the 12 months you have more than your 500, you have done well, because it means that you are moving forward. And that's the idea. I mean, I don't know whether I'll run this. I might run this up to about Christmas time, see what happens with it. And just the pieces are falling into place, and it's not even close to the original anymore. Taken rules out, I've added rules in, and it's working out to be something that I think is pretty good. And who knows? I'll just keep on testing it. And it's like most things. I was asked yesterday, a little salute to Dusty actually. Let me just flick that off so I can see what it is I am up to. From Dusk, from the squad in the Discord group, about building up strategies. Now I'll kind of put it into a video tomorrow for Coffee with Scruff. But building strategies isn't as difficult as you think. You know, it's the easiest way to do it is start at the end and work backwards. In other words, figure out what it is you want. You know, what is it you need? What do you want it to do? And that is your starting point. Whereas most people go the other way and think, well, if I do this, I do that, and I do the other, then it gets me this. Well, you're blind, because you don't actually know at the start where you're trying to go to if you do it that way. You're just trying to cobble a few rules together. You might get 5 pips, you might get 100 pips. You've got no idea. You just think, if I put these together, that'll be fine. No, you go backwards. So you might think to yourself, I need 20 pips a day. I need 100 pips a week. Whatever it is. But that's your starting point. Then you work backwards. You break it down into time frames. You know, if I need 20 pips in a day, what market can do that in an entire day? Well, it has a large ATR. So if you're looking for a third of an ATR, you need something that can do at least 60 in a day. Do you want to sit on it all day? No. So then you need a market that will do it relatively quickly. And then that means you increase your ATR and various other different things. And you start breaking it down fully till you get to a point of the beginning. In other words, you found your market that will generate this in, say, 2 hours. You know the times when it's most volatile, so you can get it within those 2 hours. And you need a trigger and an exit. You break it down. You go backwards. But I'll try and put it into some kind of context tomorrow. So keep your eyes skinned. But in the meantime, I'll do this. I mean, some people like it, some people don't. I'm doing it for my own amusement, to be honest. And the fact that I set out to beat it. And that's the thing with trading. I go to battle with it every single day, and I have to bring my A game to it every single day. I never go in half-assed. I am fully committed to the screen when I'm there. And that commitment means I'm analysing the chart top to bottom. I know where I'm getting in, I know where I'm getting out, and I know what my pain thresholds are. And that's building strategies. And it's also experience. And I'll be honest, I mean, I'm watching what's going on and the messages, and to say I'm pissed off is beyond belief at the minute. Too many think it's just X marks the spot. You get in here, you get out there, it's a piece of piss. If you can do it, fat boy, I can do it. And some of the messages are just horrific, you know, to the point where I sometimes wonder why I do it in the first place. But the point is, I love it. I love my job, and I genuinely enjoy, for the most part, making the videos, etc. But for all the freeloaders out there that are constantly sticking into me, all you're doing is just pulling it away. You know, every time you stick it in, I'll give less. And if that means my membership and sort of subscriptions, whatever you want to call them, like subscribers, I think's the thing, goes to zero, I couldn't care less. You know, jog on. And it's as simple as that. But I'll still earn a wage today. Ask yourself this, will you? So before you throw mud, make certain you know what you're doing first. Anyway, I was almost on a rant there. Almost. I haven't had a good scruffy rant for ages. Maybe it's time, but then again, solid. You know. Do you know what the best way to defeat this? Just be successful and be good at what you do. You know, and that's how you beat the world. You know, the world, at this moment in time, is quite a horrible place, and I certainly don't like it. And one of the beauties of these screens for me is I can lock myself in my own little world. And if you see me on the Discord and one thing and another, I am in my own little world. I have my horrible music, I have my crazy sense of humour, and it amuses me all day. And when I get sick, I just wander off, put Star Wars on, or some other science fiction, because I do genuinely enjoy it, reset the batteries, and then go do battle with the charts again. But I always start with 0 and I end with 1. That's the name of the game, and something to take away from today. So it's been a good week, quite pleased. We're up just shy of 14% for this month. We are nearly at £700, so we've increased the pot quite a bit. And if we're looking to get to 1,000, that end goal is there. So I'll stick with it, and we'll get it to that 1,000 regardless of what's kicked into me. So have a great weekend, guys. Trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, Do what you love. And the money will follow. See you all in the next one.